Are you a software professional in Hyderabad who's looking to buy an apartment, villa, or some kind of property? Are you worried about what are the top three risks when entering into an agreement of sale? I've met several software professionals in Hyderabad, who moved here from different cities, and while they are experts at coding and software, they really struggle when it comes to the legal system in India. Generally, what happens is that these software professionals they just clobber together a couple of agreement of sales or some formats they get from Google. And they're really stressed out about it because, their life savings are at stake here. And they're trying to buy their first house or they're trying to buy a commercial property or land or whatever. Now, in that situation or in that background, what are the top three things that you can do as a software professional in Hyderabad to mitigate risk when you're entering into an agreement of sale? Hello, everyone. My name is Ramana Reddy, and I'm a practicing lawyer in the High Court of Telangana. On this channel, I help you by simplifying complex legal concepts. For tips, tricks, and more legal information, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. So, the three risks that I'm going to talk to you about. The risk number three is that when you enter into an agreement of sale, let's take an example. Let's say that you're buying an apartment for 2 crores and that you pay an advance of 1 crore. There's a balance of 1 crore that is payable at the registration of the sale deed. So, you enter into the agreement of sale on the 1st of January. By the 31st of March, the entire deal has to be done. So, in this situation, when you pay the 1 crore on the agreement of sale, on the execution of the agreement of sale on the date, which is of 1st January, make sure that the 1 crore that you pay to a bank transaction. Don't pay any component of that in cash. Because should something go wrong tomorrow, you want to show that I have paid the entire 1 crore to him, and you don't want to be stuck with some kind of a cash receipt that you go to court and you try to prove, you have your own life as a software professional. You don't want to get into these courts unless, you absolutely have to. So I would suggest that the, number three thing that you have to do is the advance that you pay when you enter into an agreement of sale. Make sure that that advance is paid through a bank transaction. And the reason behind this is, tomorrow if the seller tries to backs out saying, I don't want to do the deal or whatever, or he takes your money, doesn't do the deal, then at least when you go to court, you can say, look, I paid him this money and here is the bank statement that shows that I paid him this money. So there's an agreement of sale and also there is a bank statement. So both these combined together would make a strong case for you. So it is important that the money that you pay in white. Now the second thing that I want to tell you today is that when you are entering into this agreement of sale, my advice is that you register that particular agreement of sale. Agreement of sales generally are not registered because there is some downside to it, which is that you have to pay 0.5% the value as stamp duty and registration. And to avoid this, people don't register it. It is still admissible in court, don't get me wrong, but only for a particular type of case called suit for specific performance. What to do if it's just a suit for specific performance, or what to do if one of the parties is breaching the agreement of sale. I made a separate video about that, click the link above. So even if you don't register, it is okay. But if you do register, people don't register because there's usually some black money component involved. Because if you're buying land, the sad reality in India is that the seller is going to ask you for some portion of it in cash and some portion of it in white. That's how it works, unfortunately. Now, in your case, if you are a software employee, you are taking a bank loan, which means it's a completely white transaction. So you can show the full value of the agreement in the agreement of sale, and you can also register it because there's no risk. Because take a case where there's a cash component and you are registering the agreement of sale saying, for 2 crores, I'm paying 1 crore in white, 1 crore in cash, and you say that so instead of 2 crores, you only mention 1 crore in the agreement of sale, and instead of paying 1 crore as advance, you only pay 50 lakhs in the agreement of sale. Then if both of you go to court on that dispute, I don't even know what is going to happen because people are going to be taking stands that have actually no relation to what was agreed upon. So that is why people don't register the agreement of sale, because there's some black money involved. But in your case, if you're probably getting a bank loan, everything is probably white and everything is nothing under the table kind of nonsense. So in this situation, the greatest advantage that you will get as a software professional by registering the agreement of sale is that, let's say I'm a local businessman in Hyderabad. I'm trying to sell you a villa in one of these fancy communities or trying to sell you an apartment. And I think, this guy is a software professional. He's not even from Hyderabad. I am from Hyderabad. I am a businessman here. I know how things work. So you know what I'm going to do? I'll take the 1 crore from you and I will leave the balance 1 crore for this date of the sale deed. I will take 1 crore from you. Then I will try to go and sell this property to a third party. And I will take another 1 crore from him also. And then I'll try to do some settlement with you. I'll try to do some jugaad from you. And I'll try to eat your head for some time. And we'll come to some kind of settlement. Now, I think I'm very smart because I can screw you. But if you register the agreement of sale and you forego that 0.5% of the sale value by registering it, the advantage that you get is, suppose, me as a seller, if I go to a third party, if I try to sell the property, then any prudent third party, the first thing he would do is look at the EC, called the encumbrance certificate. And he would say, you know what, it shows that there's already a pending transaction, with another buyer. So why are you coming here and trying to enter into a fresh sale deed with me when you've already taken money somewhere else? Or I'm the seller, I think I'm very smart, and I try to take your agreement of sale and I try to create a mortgage. I try to go to a bank and say, this is my apartment, I want a loan. The bank, if it's registered, the bank is going to look at it and say, how can I give you a loan? You have a pending transaction. Why don't you go do that instead of coming and doing, this kind of nonsense? So I think as a software professional, it is highly recommended that you register the agreement of sale. Now, my number one tip, the way to mitigate risk, is actually to go and meet the seller. Because if you're buying property from somebody, then I think there are things that are beyond legal. I mean, lawyers can help you, but there are things that, you just need to meet the seller and assess for yourself. Does he look like a genuine person? Does he look like somebody who will come through the sale deed? Are my internal alarm bells going off when I meet this person and I don't trust him for whatever reason? Then, so I think it's important that you meet the seller, you visit the particular apartment, take a look, and only then proceed with the sale. Because, this is something about human psychology. Just meet somebody and ask him. Don't meet his brother, don't meet his mother, aunt, uncle, so and so. Meet the seller, because ultimately he is the person who is going to do it. Now, I understand if the person is abroad and his aunt and uncle is dealing with him, but still, at least set up a Google Meet with him and, try to assess for yourself. And there are, a lot of other clauses that you should include in an agreement of sale. If you want more information about that, click one of the links above where I did a more detailed video about that. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching.